Hey guys, just really quick, I wanted to show you kind of a cool thing to look tonight while we're trying to get into get in the habit of looking out in the sky. So right now we're looking at a view of Stellarium, which is just an online website. It's stellarium-web.org. You can go there; it's free. You don't have to log in. It actually looks way cooler than Starry Night. But I just kind of accidentally realized that tonight there's going to be actually a really cool viewing of the International Space Station tonight. And I want to make sure that you guys are able to catch it if you want. So here we are looking at tonight's sky, 2114. That's about 9 p.m., 9:14 p.m. And if you look over here, over to our western horizon, so here are south and west, and we can kind of pan out so it looks a little bit more like what you'll be looking at. And you notice over here that you'll see the International Space Station show up. And right now it only has a magnitude of 0.11, which is bright. You can see it. And then, so this is around 9:13, and depending on your exact time that you're viewing it, that may vary by a half a minute or a minute or so. But I have us located at Westlake High School, which should be the center of where most of you guys are. But if we go backwards to 9:12, it'll be just showing up then. So between 9:12, 9:13 or so, we should start seeing it there. And now that time is running, it will. The whole sky is moving obviously, but the International Space Station, you should see rising precipitously. It'll be kind of slow at first, and then get faster as it gets higher and higher into the sky. You may not be able to perceive its motion right now. But point being, go out and take a look for us. I'm going to speed this up just a smidge. Pause that. Go to 9:14, 9:15, 9:16. So this is how much it's moving each minute. 9:17. Zoom out a little bit here so you can still see it. So here it is, kind of in the crosshairs. And again, now it has a magnitude of negative 2.28, so which is really bright. That's brighter than Sirius. That's not quite as bright as Venus, which again is kind of right on top of the Pleiades this week. But Sirius only has a magnitude of negative 1.09 right now. So this will be brighter than Sirius, not quite as bright as Venus. But as we keep ticking by the minutes here, you should see it progress across the sky. So now it's really high up in the sky. I have to go to this view since we're kind of directly above us right now. And it's getting a little bit less bright at this point. -1, still very bright. And keep ticking by the minutes. And after that, it's ultimately going to kind of disappear as it gets closer to the eastern horizon. If we go backwards in time, there it is, and keep ticking by seconds, and it's getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and smaller. Notice it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller on the screen until you're not able to see it anymore around 9:19 or so. So anyways, just kind of a cool thing to observe. As I mentioned in one of the other videos, check out Stellarium. It's kind of cool. And while you're out, like I said, you've got Orion. I showed you guys some pictures of it. Venus is super bright. You have the Pleiades kind of right on top of it. Venus is showing up really big. You can't really see the Pleiades behind Venus on the screen here, but you should be able to see them both there. Zoom in. There's Venus, and the Pleiades obviously way, way, way far behind it, but they're occupying the same space in the sky. As you see, all this star cluster of all these labeled ones are the stars of the Pleiades, the Seven Sisters. And Venus you can't miss. And then just beyond that, here's Taurus, Orion, Betelgeuse, Sirius, all the good guys that we've been talking about. If you are ever in Stellarium, find Orion and see if you can find the Orion Nebula. If you zoom in on Orion's sword here, keep zooming in, and you see that really bright spot in Orion's sword is actually this giant nebula. It's a stellar nursery type nebula right in the middle of Orion. So the 3 stars right in a row, hanging down from that is Orion's sword, and right below it you can find Orion Nebula. So anyways, go out tonight at around 9:13 or so and find the International Space Station. Keeping in mind that this thing is zooming through space at around 17,000 miles per hour. It's like Mach 30 times the speed of sound. And it is moving across a huge swath of the sky in just a couple minutes. Okay, it does a full orbit around the Earth every hour and a half or so. This thing is like the size of a football field, so you can actually go outside and see this football-sized man-made thing orbiting around 220 miles above the Earth's surface, and it's going pretty much directly above you. And because this is just after the sun has set, the sun will be hitting it, but the sky will be dark, so you'll be able to see it for those 3 minutes, and that doesn't happen every day. It's not super rare, but it's rare that you are outside and know when it's happening. So do that and kind of see something cool and check out some of those things in the skies that we see. But it should be rising kind of above Venus and just get really, really high in the sky, almost to kind of above where the Gemini twins are, if you kind of follow its path here for the next few minutes. So when it gets to its highest, it's even going to be higher. Here's the 2 Gemini twins, Pollux and Castor. It's going to be way high there, even kind of going above where the quarter moon is. You see a shooting star or something. And then, again, after about 9:18, it will start to disappear. So here are the last few seconds, you'll see it. And so yeah, so again, 9:13, go check it out.